Oh, what's up, dude? Thanks for
What's
coming
up,
on.
Kevin?
Appreciate it.
Happy to be
What's
back.
up, 216? Welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Kevin Merrick, and today co-hosting with me is the one and only Paul Wall, baby. Paul Young is back in the building.
What's up,
Um,
216?
Short notice, but comes through once again. So, yeah, I was gonna say what a game that was yesterday, but what a fourth quarter that was yesterday.
Yeah, the whole game was so boring until the fourth quarter. I was like, this is one of the most boring Super Bowls, nothing but field goals.
It was so bad. So, like you've got okay, so your stats here. Um, Pat Mahomes, 34 of 46, 333 yards, 68 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, interception, Super Bowl MVP. Brock Purdy, 23 of 38, 255 yards, 12 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. But I mean, realistically, with those numbers for like Purdy, those like actually were like gradual through the game.
Yeah,
Pat's Mahomes was like
all fourth quarter.
all in the fourth quarter, which is when it matters. That's when it matters. But still, I just think that's so funny to me.
Yeah, I do love that his over under for his rushing yards was 26.
Was it?
It's the third year in a row he's hit his over on rushing yards, like obliterated it.
Yeah, 66 rushing is I mean, it puts him in a different conversation, I think. As a, as the quarterback that he is. I keep seeing a lot of I see GOAT talk. You see that all the time. Obviously, I'm going to stay true to my blood and Tom Brady's my GOAT. But
Yeah,
I legitimately think that there is a conversation for it now. I mean, he has 3 Super Bowls.
in
You
6
get
years.
rid of Tyreek Hill and then go back to back. It's just, I mean, his accolades keep building up. Sure, regular season MVP wasn't on his card this year. Super Bowl MVP is a little more important.
Yeah,
So I think Mahomes is definitely in the talk with Brady. I will say Brady is the GOAT for. I mean, until Pat Mahomes passes him. I mean,
yeah, he's got to get the sixth and seventh.
yeah,
Which, I mean, he's 28, dude. He's only 28.
yeah.
He's gonna be around for another 15 years. So
It's
scary to
very
think
fun to
about.
watch. It's a fun time to watch. We've got a lot of like really solid quarterbacks going right now, but at least
Mhm.
now we've got one that it's like fuck. Like we have to play Pat Mahomes and there's a minute 30 left in this fucking fourth quarter. Like
Yeah, as soon as the Niners took the field goal, I was like, well, this game's over. Like, as soon as the
I'm
field goal
happy
was
you brought
over.
that up because the new rules with overtime, I feel like you have to rethink what you're gonna do because like originally it's like, yeah, we want the ball. But now I feel like it's at the point where if you win the toss, I feel like you definitely have to defer because it's like, okay, well, then you get a situation like that because each team gets an opportunity to score.
Yeah,
So say they score first. I mean, we watched it yesterday. You went down and get a field goal. Well, now they're going to go down and score a touchdown, and they're going to drain the clock out. So if you want the best chance to win, I feel like you have to give you know the opponent the ball and then see what you can do afterwards because I do like it. I do like the rule. I like
mhm.
that they actually give the opportunity, but now you really have to think of, do I want the ball here? Am I going to go score a touchdown or we're going to have to drain the clock out? Really have to rethink a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I would just never bet against old Patty Mahomes. He's got the Tom Brady-ness where you just never bet against him. And honestly, I have
Yeah.
so much Kansas City Chiefs fatigue already, and he's only in year 6 of his career. Like, Brady at least spaced him out a tiny bit, but
Yeah.
at a certain point, I mean, he did have that run where I think he won, like, I think they did win 2 in a row at one point, didn't they?
Yeah. They went back to back.
So, like, if the Chiefs win again next year, I'm just like, I'll be back in, like, 2020 and, like, 2035, when maybe Kelsey's, like, not playing and
Oh,
Patrick
man.
Mahomes is still getting Super Bowl MVPs for the 17th time. It's just like, oh,
It's as much as I hate it, it's kind of cool to have another dominant team like that where it's like, all right, this is the team you have to beat.
Yeah.
Because it felt like, if there isn't a dominant team, it's like obviously like those games still obviously weigh a lot. Like playoff games still weigh a lot. But like regular season games don't have as much weight if there isn't that dominant force on your schedule. So you're
Mhm.
like, oh shit, we have to play the Chiefs. I guess we'll see what our team looks like after that game. It's
You
like you're always trying to compare, like, okay, what does this look like now? And what's it going to look like when we maybe play them again? And if you don't have a dominant team like that, it's like you don't really, get a feel of what your team looked like against so and so because everyone is just meh, middle of the road, middle of the pack teams. Now we have that dominant force again. Obviously, the Chiefs have been a dominant force, but now they're really solidifying themselves as that, yeah, we are the team that you
like
need to beat.
like there's only one thing and one thing only that can save us, and you're not gonna like what I'm about to say.
I know exactly what you're going to say, but
I don't
say it
think
anyways.
I think that Travis Kelce needs to get married and have a baby so he's a little more distracted.
Definitely
And there's
not at all what I thought you were going
and
there.
there's a certain someone that can make that happen. He only showed her, I think, 9 times last night, and the over/under was 12.5. That's because Travis Kelce did nothing in the first half. He had 1 catch
Yeah.
for 1 yard in the first half.
I
I was
mean, yeah, obviously you guys saw him and well, I wouldn't say him and Andy Reid got into it. He got into it and
yeah.
Andy Reid just kind of obviously didn't really give anything back because he's old. but
He's an
but I
OG
feel like he
Cowboy.
definitely, like kept his composure, but like what's your take on that?
Oh, what, their interaction?
Yeah.
That interaction? I'm so mad. Honestly, I missed it. I was upstairs, like, going to the bathroom, and then that happened, and I hear everybody downstairs going, "Oh my god." I'm like, every time I went to the bathroom last night, dude, someone scored.
Really?
I think I saw 1 touchdown the entire night, and 2. I saw the Christian McCaffrey touchdown and the last touchdown. The other ones, I was literally in the bathroom. I was like, because everything was going so slow pace. I was like, "Oh, I got time to run to the bathroom." Mistakes were made last night. Just like,
That's
you
funny.
gotta be kidding me! Because every time I'm in the bathroom, I hear people going, "Whoa!" from the basement. I'm just like, really? Again? I come downstairs, I was like, something happened. They're like, "Oh my god, yeah!" And like the punt off the guy's foot where he fumbles it. I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom for
Dude,
that. I was like,
damn, you really did miss everything.
because I didn't miss any commercials because commercials are still terrible, like they've been for the
They were
past
so
5,
bad
6
this year.
years. The
So
Dunkin'
bad.
the Dunkin' Donuts one, they hyped it up so much on all like the Peacock like commercial breaks and stuff, and it's just like I think I hated it so much because they advertised the crap out of it every 2 minutes during my TV show. So it's just like, and then they showed it, and I was just like, Matt Damon, Jennifer Lopez, Fat Joe could not save that commercial. I'm
Bruh.
like, just show me
You,
J Lo.
you know, who is actually making some pretty good commercials? Is Paramount.
Yes, those were pure gold because there's 2 different versions of it, which I like.
Yes. The Paramount commercials are great. Was that um where they had like the Eagles and the Seahawks flying in and
Yeah,
the Ravens sitting up in the trees? That was a Paramount one,
mhm.
right?
I
That
think
one, I was like, damn, this is a pretty goddamn good commercial.
yeah, I think it is because they have the CBS rights. So I think they have like games next year. So I think they cover some of the games.
Oh, speaking of games, we have an 11% chance to play in Spain against the Eagles. What do you think about that?
I thought it was Brazil. I think it's Brazil.
Thought it
I think it's
is it
Brazil.
Brazil?
I think it's Brazil.
Yeah, it probably is. Actually, it probably is Brazil now that I'm
I
thinking
think
about
it's
it.
Brazil because they're going to because Carolina's playing Kansas City and Munich, Germany next year.
Yeah.
And we also play the Eagles. So I'm like, if I have to get up not once, but twice at like 6 in the morning to watch my team get their asses handed to them, I'm not going to be happy.
No, that would be tough. I mean, I think it would be interesting for the Browns to play over there. Um, but I mean, I don't want to wake up that early and
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so NFL to play their first Spain in 2025. Oh,
Yeah,
so
maybe. I may be
That's
wrong.
next year.
I
No,
thought it was.
I think it is Brazil. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool to play over there, but I don't like that
Getting up there
9:30
early.
start
Yeah.
because then the rest of my day is like what?
Yeah.
So,
Sleeping, napping.
um, but yeah, what did you think of the halftime show?
It was okay. I was kinda like, because like, Usher, like, a lot of songs he did were like, I'm 36, like, our age gap is a little much. So, like, for me, I'm like, that was, like, middle school, high school, beginning of college. For you, it's probably, like, maybe high school.
Bro,
So,
when Usher, I there were a couple Usher songs that I knew, but I'm just like,
when did Yeah come out for you? You were probably in high
shoot,
school still.
what year was that? Let's
I
see
honestly, I
here.
might have been in high school when that came out.
Yeah, by Usher. That came out. Where is it? Momentarily. Hold on here. Drop date. 2004, dude. I was 4 years old.
2004? Okay, I was a
Yeah,
junior in high school.
that was four when that came out.
So, like, that one, like, I was like, "He's gonna" and that was also another bet. Which song he would close with, how many songs, which songs he was gonna sing, how many guests, who the guests are gonna be. The only guest I didn't get that I kinda was hoping to get was Justin Bieber,
Mm,
because that's, like, Usher's, like, little protege.
yeah,
I mean, but I got Lil Jon, Ludacris on Yeah, I'm like, "You can't do that song and not have those 2. You can't.
that's true.
You can't do it."
That's true.
'Cause
I mean,
everyone's gonna be waiting for the Pinky Ring verse, and everyone's gonna be like, "Where's Luda?" Like, talking about milking
I
cows and stuff.
thought that. I mean, it was okay. I mean, halftime shows for me are just like I could really care less about who's doing it, unless it's like
Yeah.
someone that like I really like their music. I'd be like, sweet, that's awesome. But like even still, I'm like they play like a quarter of the song and then they move on to the next
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Which I
Like,
understand you can't put on a full show, but like then just play 4 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs.
yeah, but they're gonna try and hit as many of their hits as they can for people to be like, "Oh, I remember that song." That's just what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I just yeah,
I have
I think my favorite one was probably again the Rams Bengals Super Bowl when it was like Kendrick Lamar,
yes, that one was
um,
incredible. Eminem, 50
Snoop
Cent,
Dogg,
Snoop
Dre,
Dogg,
yeah,
yeah.
all yeah.
So, there's one that honestly I think would be incredible, which
Mhm.
I think a lot of people wouldn't like, but I think it'd be kinda cool to see what would happen, is Pink.
I would love that.
Because Pink does a lot of, like, the aerial, like, gymnastics stuff, and, like, she does it at her
Yeah.
concert now. I'm like, if she had a Super Bowl budget, I feel like it'd be, like, some pretty intense stuff. Or, like, we're just, like, flipping back and forth across Super Bowl stadium on, like, a rope. Like, that'd be so intense.
No, that would
Like
be tight.
I just think she would do an awesome job because she's just such a good showman. Like, again, I know, like, 5 or 6 of her songs, but I think just, like, the actual show itself would be really good.
I think yeah, I think it would be like Lady Gaga's was good.
Yeah, she jumped off the Super stadium at the top. I was like, "Oh my god."
That she did. Um, but all in all, what are your where does this rank in your Super Bowls? Like the past in the let's say like the past 5 Super Bowls. Where
God,
does
man.
this one rank?
Dude, it's so bad, like, I forgot the Niners and the Chiefs played 4 years ago. I completely forgot about that. Completely forgot about that until they mentioned during the game. I was like, "They did?" I don't know if I,
That's
like,
funny.
missed the game or I just didn't care, like, this one, I was kinda like, "Whatever."
I thought
Uh,
that I mean that game was better than this one for sure.
yeah, like I said, I don't even remember that game at all, and that was, like, the beginning of the Mahomes era.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was the Mahomes. That was the start of the Mahomes era.
honestly, I couldn't even tell you because I can't remember the last few. Because I couldn't tell you who did it last year.
Last year's Super Bowl was Chiefs Eagles.
No, I'm saying, like, Super Bowl halftime. I don't even remember who did it last year. Are you asking me about the halftime performances or the games?
The games, my guy.
Oh, when they're talking about the halftime shows, I was like, "I don't
This guy. I was like, "What?" No, I think
know."
actually for their first matchup was Beyonce?
It might
No,
have
it was Shakira. It was Shakira.
Shakira and J-Lo.
Yeah.
That was
But no, for the first, where does this rank in your most recent top 5 Super Bowls?
honestly probably 5.
Yeah, this was
I
not a
just
fun
I
thing to
thought the
watch.
Rams Bengals game was incredible. The Philly Chiefs game last year was awesome.
That was amazing.
Um, when Brady beat Mahomes, that was pretty sweet. 'Cause I was like, I don't want him to win like 2 in a row, and I gotta wait 2 years, and he doesn't anyways. And I don't even like Brady either, but I was just like, I can't root for either one of these teams because I don't like either of these teams. I like the underdog. Give me the Lions. Give me the Browns. Something that everyone can get behind in America.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was the least attended Super Bowl in the non-COVID era.
Really.
Yeah, which is like insane that they didn't sell it out.
That's kinda, I mean, I get why. It's just like, damn, that's
You
crazy.
saw the ticket prices, man. The cheapest ticket I think was $7,700, and that's like upper corner behind probably a post like a beam or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay $7,700 per ticket just to be in the building. And you're paying for a flight, hotel, food, drinks, and you're probably gonna be there for more than one day. So that's a $10,000 trip, probably.
Oh, more than that, dude. I was seeing people were buying tickets for $8,000.
Yeah, it's just like, and people have the money, man. It's nuts. I'm like, I would just rather at that point sit on my couch because
Dude,
then
if
I can just
I'm gonna go out and hang out with people from my city. Like, I don't wanna go somewhere else and spend thousands of dollars when I could just spend money here.
yeah, like if the I say like the Browns go Super Bowl next year, guess what? I'm gonna do the same thing I did today. I took off of work today because the girlfriend's family was gonna be over late. The game's gonna be over late, and I just don't like going to work the after Super Bowl because I'm usually like dragging because I get up an hour and a half earlier, staying up here in Cleveland versus down where
Yeah.
I'm at. So, like if the Browns win next year, there's no way I'm going to work the next day. I'm going
Oh, no
downtown.
way. I probably won't go to work for a week.
Like we already talked about it with my girlfriend and her family. Like the Browns would go to the Super Bowl next year and they win. We're just gonna get in the car and just go downtown, and her dad's gonna pick us up in like 4 hours. Because dude, downtown, if the Browns win a Super Bowl, oh my, you think the Cavs party was something after they clinched that night? Ain't nobody going
Dude.
home until 6 in the morning, dude.
No. No, that's going to be
You're
a
gonna have people trying to
hell.
break into the Browns stadium to party on the field. I guarantee it. Someone's gonna
Oh,
break
yeah.
into the field if they win the Super Bowl. Someone's gonna break into the stadium onto the field. They'll be
Well, they'll
right there
probably
on
have
that
a
field.
watch party.
Huh?
There'll probably already be people in the stadium. I'm sure they do
That's
some sort of
true.
watch party.
Oh, that'd be so cool unless they get a dome
I
out
don't
in
even
Brook
care if it's
Park.
cold. And, yeah, about that. Um,
Me and your
they
partner have
better
already discussed this.
they better keep that stadium downtown. I don't honestly, I don't give a shit if we get a dome. I don't mind cold weather games. I
See,
don't
I just
care.
don't know.
I don't mind. I think if football weather is supposed to be cold, that is football weather. That
Yeah,
is
but
Cleveland football. AFC North weather is supposed to be cold.
it would be funny if the Browns are the only team in their division with a dome.
And they would still suck.
They're gonna be fine next year. They just gotta stay healthy and get a receiver.
No, they'll be fine. It's just they need to keep this. They need to keep the team downtown. They if we're what are you gonna put it in right next to the fucking airport and you're gonna have Boeing 747s flying over during the game?
I mean, that's what they did in LA. Their stadium's right next to LAX.
That's stupid.
I mean, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool for them to have a dome because then you can have like Final Fours, more concerts.
I think okay, if a dome would be nice, but if that means taking it out of the city, then no.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're gonna. I mean, because like I think putting a dome on their stadium now, I think they said it'd be like a couple $1 billion, and they want the taxpayers to pay for it, and people aren't gonna pay for that.
I'll pay for
You're gonna fork over a couple billions of your dollars.
Yeah. That from podcast revenue.
Yeah, that's right. Start a
Their
GoFundMe for the Haslams.
merch sales are going through the roof, so I'll pay for the stadium. But yeah, it's got to stay downtown.
I think it would kill downtown businesses though.
Yeah,
But
and I
the
think
thing,
I honestly them buying that plot of land, to me, that is just Haslam saying,
look what I
"What's your
can
next
do.
move?" Yeah,
Yeah, look what I can do, Bib. That's what he's saying. Like that's basically because that's what the Bears ownership did. The Bears did the same thing. I think I heard on the radio 92.3. I think the Bears people, the owners, or whatever, bought like a plot of land like away from Soldier Field, and people are like freaking the hell out. Then eventually they got like some money come in to like fix the stadium or do whatever with it because they bought a plot of land as well. So there's other teams that have done it. It's a
works.
bold strategy. It depends if Mayor Bibb calls his bluff or not. He's got
You
the
know what?
money because he owns the Bucks. And the Bucks are a
Yeah,
money making machine right now after winning the NBA title last year. Or was it the Nuggets last year? I can't remember at this point. But
Nuggets won last year. Bucks 1 year before, I think.
before.
Yeah,
Well, it's gonna be the Cavs this year, so it doesn't matter.
I hope, bro. I hope. I can only hope. So the Browns also. Well, this was last week, but the Browns introduced their offensive coordinator. Um, obviously, as on the outside looking in.
I remember we talked about this the last time we were on. It's the one guy you didn't want.
Yeah, yeah.
How about the crap Cliff Kingsbury fall, dude? Took the Raiders job and then he's like, nah, I'm going to
He
the
said,
Commanders.
"Psych." Yeah, we talked about that on the show last week too. That I mean, I just don't understand why he wasn't getting more interviews. Maybe I don't know. Maybe people were just like, that's probably not an experiment that we want to do.
Apparently, he's a pretty hard negotiator and he's a bit of a slippery wizard, if you will.
A little slippery guy.
Yeah. Apparently, he's difficult to work with, is what I've been hearing on the radio. So,
I mean, I'm gonna ride with whoever we got. Obviously, I'm not gonna. It's not who I wanted,
it's
but
former Browns quarterback.
you're right. Yeah, Mr. Ken Dorsey is back
Mr.
home.
Relevant.
But yeah, so I mean, he seems like he wants to win. Obviously, I hope so. But like, it wasn't like, you know, past interviews that we've had where it's like they like try to relate to the fans, like super right off the rip. He sounded like he's just ready to go. He understands that he has the opportunity to, prove that he can still be an offensive coordinator in this league. And he's going to use this as an opportunity to show Buffalo why they probably shouldn't have fired him. Hope it works out because if this is the guy that you're going with and it doesn't work out, then back to the drawing board, I guess.
Yeah, so you got to give us time. I mean, in Buffalo, I think Sean McDermott was doing some things that just weren't working and he's kind of stuck with it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like Ken Dorsey's not making Josh Allen throw all these like costly interceptions in games and stuff.
That's true.
He can only call the play. It's
Yeah.
up to the players to execute it. Unfortunately, if the players don't execute, then it falls at him because they're like, well, he called that play. I'm like, well, guess what? Josh Allen's good enough, or he can audible to a run play versus a pass play, depending on certain coverages.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens because the Browns do have plenty of weapons on offense. You just need to hope Chubb comes back at least 90% of what he was in the past. Because he is getting up there. He's coming off a significant knee injury. But I think you need Watson to ball out because Njoku had an incredible last 7-8 games of the season. Like he was just killing it when Flacco came in. And you kind of need the same production next year with Cooper. And the Browns need another weapon on the outside. I'm sorry, Marquise Goodwin and Elijah Moore, they're nice tiny little pieces. But when their brains got turned to applesauce in week 9, you had nothing else after that. Like you didn't have it because you could double team Cooper, and Njoku's not like he's good, but he's not like no offense, he's not Travis Kelce. He's not going to torch
No,
you in a
I'd
game.
say he's top 5 right now.
Yeah. But like I said,
But
he's really good, but he's not like that top echelon of a guy that can just like, oh crap, we need to like double and triple team him kind of. But
yeah,
he has the ability. He's an athletic freak. He's massive. So he could very well go out next year and just make me look like an idiot with the statement I just made and be like one of the top 3 tight ends in the league. He has the capability. He's really good.
yeah.
So it just honestly depends on if Watson knocks the rust off for the 3rd season in a row. Like that, I'm sorry, that excuse to me it holds no water at this point.
No, there is no
You've
rust
played enough
anymore.
games.
Yeah, you've played enough games. You've been in, and you've been in the system, and you've proved that you can have good games in this system. So now you
Yeah,
have to really just put it all together.
I'd
Didn't
say
think
it's
it
been
was
a
going to
senior
take
year.
3 years, but yeah. So got to figure it
Oh,
out.
so you know the Browns play Kansas City next year, right?
Hmm.
I think it's a home game. I'm trying. I've already talked to the girlfriend. I think we're gonna try and go.
I'm gonna have
So
to snag those tickets early.
maybe if we get lucky, we'll see Taylor at the game.
Oh shoot! No, that'd be crazy.
I told Nicole, I was like, who are you gonna root for? She goes, well, the Browns. I was like, but what if Taylor's there? She goes, I'll be drunk. It doesn't matter. I was like, that's my
Those
girl.
tickets are gonna get a Taylor tax. You know that
Oh my god, yeah.
for sure.
It'll probably be in like January, and I'll be like, this is so cold. This is not
Yeah,
fun. We should have had a
they
dome.
will put that near the end of the season. There's no way that that's gonna be like a middle of the season game. It's either at the very beginning, like week 1 prime time deal,
That'd be sick. That'd be a sick way to start the season.
or a last grabs at the AFC type game.
Well, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year and open up the season this year. So chances are they're probably going to open up the season again at home.
Yeah.
So, and the Browns also play the Cowboys and they play the Eagles. So the Browns are probably going to be on prime time several times because God forbid we have one weekend where the Cowboys aren't on prime time. So you can watch them win 12 games and then piss down their legs in the first round of the playoffs for the 27th straight season.
Right.
The Cowboys haven't won the playoffs since before you were born, dude. I think their last playoff run was, I think it was like 97, 98, and they're still talking about the Super Bowls. I'm like, no one cares. You guys haven't won a playoff game in like 26, 27 years, whatever it is. It's been a full 2 decades.
That's tough.
Yeah, even the Browns have won a playoff game since the Cowboys last won a playoff game.
Hey,
Okay, the
yes,
Browns and the
sir.
Lions.
Yes, sir.
So I just don't like the Cowboys. I think they're the most
No,
hyped up America's team. It's the dumbest thing ever.
I hate the Cowboys. I'm not a fan of the Cowboys either.
No.
But free agency, draft, 2 big things.
Mm-hmm.
And now that when does the league year start? That's like March.
I think free agency starts sometime in March. I forget the date, but I think free agency starts sometime in the middle of March. So I think like
Let me see here.
4 weeks, something like that.
NFL free agency. But while I'm looking this up, who are your? I guess we'll do let's do a little segment on the show that we like to call Paul's Pounding Corner.
Oh God.
Free agency. Who do you want?
Oh my God. Whole new team. So here's a funny thing that Nicole told me. She goes, well, maybe like if your team like flies to Germany and then like the plane crashes on the way back, then you guys can just really start from scratch. I was like, how would you say that to me? That's terrible. I don't want to live through We Are Marshall.
Yeah, damn.
But no, I mean they have to get wide receivers. You need to rebuild the offensive line and wide receivers. That should be your number one thing. I don't know what they're gonna do with Brian Burns. I think they might tag him and trade him, but then you have 0 pass rush. Derek Brown, who is essentially the best defensive tackle in the league right now, they got to re-sign him. He's got 1 year left on his deal. You got to go out and sign him because he's just a freaking monster. He's like a Myles Garrett in the middle. 2 guys are on him at all times, and he's still getting home. But me, I'm like, you got to build the offensive wall for your short quarterback. You got to give him some weapons that can get downfield. You have to. I mean, yeah, we need defense is okay, but if you can't score, which we did in the last 2 games of the year, last team to do that since the Browns in 2009. So we have that in common. So it's only been like 80. It's only been like I think like 56, 57 days since we scored a point, something like that. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe 60-ish. So I've been keeping track how long we haven't scored a point. So I'm interested to see if we score any points in the home in the first game of the season next year. So it's rough, bro. When you don't score any point, not a single point on offense or defense for 2 weeks straight to end the season, that is Draws Marco would say is terrible. That's just terrible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they got a lot of holes to fix. It's a 3 to 4 year rebuild.
Yeah.
And that's if they don't have to replace Bryce Young, which they may. I don't know. I'm not upset about the season. He didn't play great, but the team is booty cheeks is the best way to put it. Like there's no weapons, no one's scared of anybody on either side of the ball. One of our best players is our punter. Like you remember that back in the day when the Browns' best player was the punter? You remember those days.
Hey, punt returner, buddy. Watch it.
And punter. No, you had a punter that was really good that went to the Pro Bowl like 7 years in a row.
We had Phil Dawson was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny because when my dad would ask, like, name 3 players on the Browns, I would go Phil Dawson, Josh Cribbs, and then I would struggle to think of a third one.
Braylon Edwards.
Oh
yeah, deep cut right there, bro. I pulled the Michigan out of my hat today.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Did I fall?
But for free agency, for me, you got to go out and get a wide receiver
and rebuild your defensive line.
And depending on who goes, I think you have to. We've got depth on that defensive line, and we've proved that time and time again this year. So depending on how much of that depth we keep, I think realistically we can just grab as many offensive weapons as possible. Really see what you can do, and then I think you have a 2nd round draft pick this year, so go and start building up, grab some young defensive talent. We still don't have a first, because our
when do you guys get that back? Is it 2026 or 2027?
Let's see. I think we gave.
I honestly don't know. I'm not even trying to be funny. I honestly don't remember how many years they gave away.
Let me see. I'm gonna look up the Watson trade here.
I think it was like 4 first rounders. So it might be 2025 you get it back. I want to say this is the last year you guys are paying the piper on that one.
All right, so first round picks in 22, 23, and 24.
Okay, so next year you guys get it back. 2025.
Yeah, so we get wow, we are back in the first round of the draft next year. That's nuts.
Us too. We're like, dude, like the drafts that they. Let me break this down real quick. Totally off topic. So let me break down this trade for you.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, arguably the best all-around player in the NFL. Correct. Yeah. One offensive player of the year. So essentially, what Carolina did is totally off topic, but I just have to get this off my chest because it pisses me off. We traded Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, 3 first-round draft picks, and 2 second-round draft picks for Bryce Young.
I guess it could be worse.
Oh, bro.
Damn, that sucks.
Bro.
Ooh.
I'm it's been a year and a half, and I'm still like, it still pisses me off. But no, in all seriousness, I think like the Browns, I think you need to beat you. I also think that getting some depth pieces like you said in the offensive line would be a big help. just in case you have more injuries. God forbid. I'm not
think
wishing any injuries. I'm saying just in case, because it's the NFL. Things happen. As
yeah,
year.
believe me, I know.
Because you know what? Like, honestly, like very easily, like Patrick Mahomes could do what happened to Brady after they won back-to-back. He could snap his leg in half and be done for the year. You don't know. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm not wishing that happens, but like freak things happen like that all the time to great players. And that happened to Brady, I think, after their back-to-back season. I think he like blew his knee out against Miami, I think, that next year, and he was out for the whole year, and then the Patriots didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, you like, yeah, you never really know what's going to happen. Yeah, you definitely want to, build up that offensive line, especially with Bill Callahan being gone. You're going to want as many pieces as you can to make sure this thing stays afloat. Again, Andrew Berry knows what he's doing. He'll do his typical 5th round trade and go get someone like, how the fuck did you get in for a 5th rounder?
Yeah.
Like Amari Cooper.
That's so wild to me. And the thing is, with that trade, he almost ended up in Carolina. The Browns came in and threw like an extra draft pick in, so he went to the Browns. The Raiders took the Browns pick instead of the Panthers. So he was almost a Panther because it came out that he was traded to the Panthers, and the Browns called last minute. I think offered another draft pick or something. It happened right around St. Patrick's Day, like 3 or 4 years ago, whenever it was. Because I remember I was downtown Akron when that trade happened. My buddy goes, "Congratulations on Amari Cooper," and then like 30 minutes later, he goes, "Oh, actually, this false. Cooper's going to the Browns." Like it was literally within like a 30-minute span, I think. Like something happened and the Browns called and like upped the ante a little bit with whatever. At least that's what I read online. God knows what we read online is never true, but
yeah,
that's what I've heard, which is pretty wild thing about it. That Cooper could have been on the Panthers with like Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, Steve Smith, Greg Olsen. Like
damn.
That team would have been so sick. But we would have found
actually, when that happened, I had just woken up from like a nap. So like my phone's blowing up and I'm like, what did I miss? And so I'm like, I go straight to Twitter and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
dude, I was freaking out.
A big pickup.
Oh, I was so happy. I'm happy he's on my team, man. He's still a very serviceable wide receiver. He's obviously our wide receiver 1, but like anywhere else right now, Amari Cooper would be a wide receiver 2. Let's be real. But right now on this team, Amari Cooper is our wide receiver 1, and he has delivered. So I'll take that. But you have to, he showed that he is getting older. He got more beat up at the end of the season. If you want him to stay fresh, if he is on this team, if you want him to stay fresh, you have to go out and get a true number 1 that is going to really like spread that field and make one wrong move and you've got 2 guys open because you put too much on whoever. Say, let's put it into the universe, T. Higgins. You never know. But
I think T. Higgins is a benefactor of being out there with Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase. I'm not saying he's not good, but I don't think he's going to be a pure number 1. That's just my gut feeling. Maybe that's a wild thing to say, but
I think if you have two wide receivers of that caliber, which T. Higgins is good,
I mean,
Amari Cooper is good.
Got him.
I think it would be good. I think it would help, but you still have to. You'd probably have to use that second rounder to go get a serviceable wide receiver.
Yeah, I just don't think the Bengals are going to let go. I think they're going to franchise tag him.
I also don't think he's going anywhere. I think your best option is probably Mike Evans.
I'll tell you, it'd be so sick. It'd be so sick.
Yeah,
for like a year
I might have to take a lot of naps because it seems like they do shit when I'm sleeping. So I'll have to once it gets closer to that time, I'll just start sleeping a lot.
Yeah, because I think the Browns are going to need to find and develop somebody here in the later rounds of the draft to replace Cooper. Because Cooper's not. I mean, he's getting up there. You need to find a dude in his 20s that's going to be able to take over the number 1 spot. Because if you don't, you already know what the Bills and the Chiefs have, and then what the Bengals have, and what Baltimore has. Like, those are just naming a few teams. Miami. Although Miami can't stop anybody on their defense, but they can score. They just can't stop anybody.
Yikes! Yeah, that was the fraudiest team, man. That was nuts.
Yeah.
But the Cavs
Let's
are
go.
cooking,
Rolling, dude.
cooking, dude. And I think the best part about this, honestly, the most annoying part about this is that one Bucks loss.
Yeah, it is. They thought they could roll the
Would
ball
we
out
be
there.
18 straight? I
Oh, something like
mean,
that. It'd be
there. I
something.
wonder what the record is for consecutive games won.
If they win tonight, it'll be 10.
Let's see. NBA record for number of the games
It's going to be
won
something
in
stupid like 22, 23.
the longest winning streak in NBA history belongs to the Lakers, who won 33 games straight.
We could win out and still not catch them.
No.
Unless we win out,
Damn.
unless we start rolling people in the playoffs too.
That is nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
33 games is fucking
It had to be
impressive.
was it during the Kobe era?
That was like 70s, I think,
Oh,
actually.
70s? Oh, Showtime Lakers.
It was 71-72 season.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That makes sense.
But looking at the week that we have, this is the last week before the All-Star break, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Last week for the All-Star break, play the Sixers tonight. I was going to go, but I was up way too late last night. There's no way I'm going to a Cavs game and then staying up late again and expecting to be alive tomorrow. So game tonight, I'm going to watch it. Probably not going to be up for the whole thing. It's a Sixers without Embiid, so I'm not too worried about it. But again,
They
you have
lost
to be
8
worried
out of
about
9.
fuck. You can't take any team lightly,
No.
especially after which I tweeted this. If you guys didn't see the tweet, go ahead and follow my Twitter. It is right here. I tweeted about the Wizards who are like competing against teams. But I was because when we were like really struggling against the Wizards, I was genuinely pissed off because I'm
Oh, I
like,
was
what?
too.
Because like we just blew out the Kings the night before, and then we play not the night before, but like the game before we blew out the Kings, and then we play the Wizards, and it's like, whoa, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then they, were like actually competitive against the Celtics. They were competitive against Sacramento, and I was like, okay, that that makes me feel a little better because they're trying to, I guess, trying to be more competitive. Can't blame them. Obviously, they're not a very good basketball team. Their record reflects that, but their play is a little different than their record coming down the stretch. They're done, but again, you could also win some. I guess I'm not a huge believer in moral victories.
No.
But for teams that are like that, everything right now is like, okay, at least we can put a game together. We can win. We just need to find that one piece. But fuck them because the Cavs are doing well. So I'm
Yeah.
not tripping about that.
I think the Cavs streak of winning will probably go into the All-Star break, and then we'll probably cool off a little bit. Just because you're going to
Yeah.
have that 3-day break or whatever it is, or 2 days. I don't know how long the All-Star break is.
It's just it's a full week, I think. So it's let me see, because I think it's a full week of games. That are everyone's taking a break here. So let's see. NBA schedule calendar. Okay, so the 16th, so the 15th last games are played, and then you don't have games until the 22nd. So it's a whole week.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What am I gonna do with my life?
probably gonna go to bed early.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate, but what you probably said is probably gonna happen. I feel like we've knock on wood, we finish off this first half strong. I hope we win out this first half. I think we very well can. We have a very easy schedule going into the break.
Yeah.
So it's right there for you. Then you go into the All-Star game, and you've got Donovan Mitchell in the All-Star game and in the three-point contest, which is interesting. Sam Merrill was actually supposed to be in it, but he didn't want to be in it. He wanted to spend time with his family, and I get that.
I guess it came out that they never asked him to be in it. That's what Dale Ryder came out with, that he wasn't even asked.
What?
Yeah, I guess he was never even asked. And he's shooting like high 30s, low 40s, which is pretty good.
That is just disrespectful.
Yeah. Like my one buddy, he hates Sam Merrill. He hates him. I was like, this guy sucks. I was like, what?
No, he doesn't. He's like one of our better shooters.
Well, it's because he bets against him. So, so he's just like, I'm like, dude, stop betting against this guy, man.
No, because I'm taking a little break from betting for a little bit. But when I was
next Sunday,
I would always throw Max Strus in there, and it was against the Kings, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put Strus in there, but I'm not gonna put his points. I'm gonna put his rebounds because he wasn't getting any. His shooting was shit. And I put Mobley in there because Mobley was having a good game. So I was like, okay, here we go. Let's ride it. Everything hits except the Mobley.
So you guys start betting the Mobley 3-pointers, dude.
I was 1 point short. Yeah.
I won $9 the other night in the Cavs, so I was pretty excited.
Hey, let's go.
$1
bet. There you go.
I got the Okoro points and the Mobley points. I was like, hell yeah.
I was 2 legs short yesterday of winning $285.
I wasn't even close yesterday.
Yeah, 2 legs short. I needed one more touchdown from McCaffrey, and I needed a touchdown from Fumbles a lot Pacheco.
Fumbles a lot.
Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, so heading into All-Star break, you really hope that the Cavs can keep it going.
Yeah.
And then after the All-Star break is really when these games, obviously, with such a long season, all of these games matter, especially since everything's so tight. But after the All-Star break is really like, all right, it's time to fucking lock it in because playoffs start in April. So be ready.
I would like to really try and make a run at the 1 seed, but it's gonna be hard to catch Boston because they're just on their level this year.
I think you're gonna have to settle with the 2.
Which is better last year. So.
Yeah, I think if you settle with the 2 seed, I'm happy with that. Obviously, 2 seed's great. That means you play the 7.
Yeah, I think right now Indiana.
Yeah, so we sweep the Pacers. Like, there's a lot of teams that I'm like not even worried about playing. Which again, I was like that last year, and is it the same as is it the same as last year? I mean, I think this team is a little different. Last year they were blowing teams out. This year, I mean, we hadn't really like blown many teams out up until recently. Yeah. But like we're at the All-Star break last year, we folded like bad. But like once we're going into the All-Star break now, and we're playing very consistent basketball. We are playing full games from start to finish. Like, especially, I think the game that stands out to me the most is the Kings game, because you have a very good team from the West coming in, and you play a phenomenal game from start to finish. Again, it's the Kings, and they're a good basketball team. But like once you really look at it, that game was the Cavs the whole time. I mean, our shooting was great. Defense was really solid. You kept what the hell is his? You kept Sabonis in check. Sabonis didn't.
He always torches us.
Yeah, Sabonis was neutralized, and Evan Mobley, man. After his knee surgery, I think they did some brain surgery too, because he's been playing out of his mind, dude. Out of his mind. And that's what I like to see out of him. That's the Evan Mobley we need going into this break. And that's the Evan Mobley you need to see in the playoffs because he didn't do shit in the playoffs, and neither did Jared Allen. And Jared Allen is the double-double king.
Dude, I looked up the most consecutive double-doubles in the NBA. I was
What
like,
is it?
I wonder how close he is, but like 16 in a row. Dude, the record's like, I think it's like 100 something. Like I think it was Wilt Chamberlain did it 3 full seasons.
Had a double-double every game.
Yes.
Christ.
Yeah. It's insanity. I was like, oh, so Jared Allen's just got to keep this pace for like another 3 years, and he's got it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
I want to say it's like 147.
That's nuts. But yeah, so I guess we'll really see what happens after the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, we'll see where the momentum is going.
Here we go.
Do you think
Wilt
what
Chamberlain
is it?
227 straight games of double-doubles.
My lord.
What is life, bro?
Dude, I can't imagine a game where he didn't get it and everyone's like, "Oh man, the streak is over."
Yeah, dude, that's
impressive.
he had 968 total.
Oh.
My God.
Yeah, so Jared Allen's not quite close to that.
Yeah. So,
do you think Jared Allen was snubbed?
yes and no, but I don't really care. Like the All-Star game, yeah, it's cool if you get in, but whatever. I'd rather our dudes be chilling at home resting. We've had enough injuries the last couple seasons, and especially this season to start the year. Well, we didn't have Allen for the first 3-4 weeks. We didn't have Mitchell for the first couple weeks. Darius Garland was out for the first couple weeks. Then Mitchell came back. Then Allen and Garland came back. They both got hurt again. Then Garland and Mobley got hurt again. It's just like I don't care about that at all. Just sit at home, live in a glass box, have people bring you stuff. You're rich as hell. Don't move. Don't do anything. Like just exist. We need you healthy.
Like, I agree with that. I think I would have loved to see him in there because I love, Cleveland representing shit. Love it.
At the same time, playoffs mean way more to me than a freaking All-Star game. No one remembers the All-Star game crap. If you win a title, no one cares you were in the All-Star game for 7 minutes and had 10 points. No one cares.
Like I do. I enjoy the contests. I enjoy the contests. Those are fun.
I think the dunk contest needs to go. It's gotten so boring.
Because no one that can actually dunk wants to do it.
Because it's all been done.
Yeah.
Vince Carter is still the king. Greatest dunk performance, single dunk performance ever.
Everything has been done. You can do the dunks that have been done before, but it's like, oh yeah, you just did the dunk that so and so did. That was sweet. It's not the dunk that you did because you didn't come up with it.
Yeah, until someone remember the 3-point line, I'm not gonna be impressed.
I think it was last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember who it was, but it was just some like basic ass dunk. Put his arm in the hoop and then came down and like struggled to get that piece of paper out of his pocket with a number 10 on it.
Yeah, that was like I'm like, dude,
it's like, come on. This is sad.
Carter went between the legs around the back and threw that shit down. Are you kidding me? Like
what would you, and then we'll close up. What would you replace the dunk contest with?
I don't even know, honestly. I mean, you got the skills competition, you got the 3-point competition. Maybe a game of pig.
Oh, wait, that would be sweet, actually.
I think you could do a game of pig. But again, that would also take way more. But also, the dunk contest takes forever because these guys are throwing up 15 dunks in one try. And it's like, damn. Like,
I think pig would be sweet. It's not like they're gonna take like boring ass shots either. They're definitely gonna stretch the limits.
Backboard, like half
Yeah.
court, shooting from the third row,
I think
just
that would be sweet, actually. NBA, Adam
something
Silver.
like that. I mean,
Listen,
again,
listen, listen. I think that'd be sweet. I think that'd be sweet. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Um, I'll put your socials in the description, and yeah, we'll have you on again. Hopefully Jake will be here next time, so we all three of us can just shoot the shit. But yeah, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Got anything to add? Never mind. Yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, guys. See you next week.